What's up, guys? This is Ellie, and welcome back to our Let's Play series of Eagle Eye Mysteries. Right, today's case, let's take on Jennifer. We are near the end of book 1. Today's case is the case of the vanishing violin. Right? And now a little backstory on our case. Eagle Eyes, Jennifer here. Jennifer, listen. Ridgeview needs your help. A crime's been committed that we can't solve, but maybe you and Ellie can. We'll sure try, Chief Barnes. What happened? Last night, someone broke into Brass Monkey Antiques and stole an antique violin, but nothing else. They didn't even take the money in the cash register. They left no clues. I was wondering if you and Ellie could quietly check out all the violin players in Ridgeview. Maybe you can discover some clues that we've missed. Wow, an official detective assignment from Chief Barnes. Let's go. Okie dokie, so let's check out the scene of the crime. Don't think we've been to this antique store before yet. We won't tell Miss Polaria that we know the violin was stolen. Let's see what she has to tell us. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Ellie. Perhaps you young sleuths can help me. Someone stole a violin from the shop last night. The violin and bow were hanging up here in open sight. I've had them for quite some time now. The bridge, the bit of wood that holds the strings above the body, was carved to look like a snake. Last night, someone broke the window over there, unlatched the lock, then crawled in and took an antique violin and bow. Nothing else was missing, and the police couldn't find any clues. Please take a look around if you think you can help. So this window was smashed, eh? The window in the back room is broken. A rock and broken glass has been swept into a corner. Look, my hand barely fits through the hole they made in the window. Whoever reached through to unlock the window has to have been my size or smaller. And not to mention pretty dangerous broken glass if you can't reach in. Probably would cut your wrist, and that would be pretty bad. Right, let's check the surrounding areas. I'll head to the library and see what sort of information, what kind of people will be looking for such a violin, and then we can go hunt around for clues. Who was the first person to play a violin, I wonder? Was the person named Mr. or Mrs. Viley? Well, hello you two. Jennifer, that book on castles you requested came in. Would you like to check it out? Thanks, Mrs. Garcia. Maybe later. Ellie and I are kind of busy right now. I see. Well, it will be here waiting for you when you solve whatever it is you're working on. Just remember, I can only hold it for 1 week. Hi, Troy. We were wondering what you were listening to. What? Wait, let me take these headphones off. Thanks. I said we were wondering what you were listening to. Classical music. It's a Beethoven piece. I have a recital coming up next week. That's a concert given by music students. I really want to do well, so I listen to the same music I'll be playing and I picture myself playing it. What instrument do you play? The violin. Neat. I think violins are beautiful. I'd like to see you play sometime. Then come to the recital. I can't play anything for you now because my violin is in the Richview music shop at the mall. What bad luck! The chin rest on my violin came loose while I was practicing the week before my recital. That's why I'm listening to these recordings. Is the next best thing to practicing. So there's a violin shop at the mall. We should probably check it out. Let's use the index to find recent articles containing the word violin. A recent story mentions that 3 advanced music students will play the violin at an upcoming recital at Kennedy School. Kathy Bragg, Cheryl Hain, and Troy Nguyen. Eric Victor will play the piano. Not sure what that has to do with us, but we'll go check it out anyway. The mall should be in this area, I think. Richview Mall. That's the music shop. Listen, there's a man playing the violin for the shoppers in the mall. There is a guy playing the violin. Excuse me, sir, that seems to be a very fine violin. Have you played it very long? This old fiddle? Actually, I borrowed it from my friend, Miss Skrza. Skrzo. That's O, right? Yes, that is. You youngsters interested in learning to play the fiddle? Maybe. You sure make it seem fun. What's your name? Ben Plunkett, at your service. I guess I ought to tell you, a fiddle and a violin are 2 names for the same thing. You just call it different things when you play different kinds of music. Feel free to look at my fiddle if you want. Don't mind if we do. The violin that Ben Plunkett borrowed from Miss Skrzo seems old and well used. At the end with the tuning pegs, the wood is carved in the shape of a dragon's head. The bridge is not carved. So this is the head and this is the bridge. So if the bridge in the other one was carved as a snake, it must be pretty unique. This was the chin rest that Troy was speaking of earlier. Okay, let's go to the shop. The Richview music shop is closed. A sign says the owner is sick. The workshop is visible through the window. 2 violins are hanging on the wall waiting for repairs. I think I can read the tags on those violins. The one on the right belongs to Troy Nguyen, and the violin on the left belongs to Kathy Bragg, but neither violin has any unusual carving on it. Okay, so no leads really here in Richview Mall. We have the school and the park. Let's head to the park. Taylor Park. I think I hear some violin music here in the park. Let's investigate. Kathy Bragg. Oh, hi, Jennifer. What are you guys up today? Oh, not much. We heard some nice violin music. Was that you playing? No, I mean, yes. A while ago it was me. I was practicing on my violin, but now I have to go study. I'm pretty busy these days. Your violin sounded different than some of the ones I've heard. Kind of like it was being played on a super good stereo. Is it an old violin? Can we see it? My mom got me a brand new violin when I started playing about 4 years ago. It's the only one I own. It's nothing special to look at. Now if you excuse me, I have to go. Hi guys, you two gonna hang out in the park today? Actually, we've been thinking about taking violin lessons. We heard the violin music, so we wandered over. That's so. Well, Kathy Bragg is here with her violin. Maybe you can get her to give you lessons after the big recital next week. Speaking of which, I have to go practice the piano myself. We're all under a lot of pressure to play well at the recital. Did you know that a recruiter from Juilliard will be in the audience? That's the most famous music school in the United States. Playing at this recital is like having a scout from the major leagues watch you play baseball. Okay, so Kathy Bragg seems pretty suspicious right now. Her violin should be hanging in the shop, and she doesn't want people to have a look at it. I thought I heard people play the violin in here. It's Cheryl Hain and the Kennedy School music teacher, Miss Gurzo. Hello, Miss Gurzo. I want to ask my parents for permission to learn to play the violin. Do you have room for more students? Perhaps you'll have to sign up for classes next semester. Have you already got a violin? I think my mother has an old one at home. Be sure to have her take care of it. Many old violins are quite beautiful. Valuable too. Some old handcrafted violins are worth thousands of dollars. That's really interesting. Could we look at your violin? I don't have it with me. Maybe some other time. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must help Cheryl with her practice. Hi, Cheryl. Sounds like you're practicing hard. Yes, maybe too hard, although Miss Gurzo says that's not possible. I wish I had large hands like hers. It would make the violin a lot easier to play. You have a nice violin. Have you had it for a while? No, I just got it 2 months ago for the recital coming up. I'm still getting used to it. The violin looks new. There are no carved decorations anywhere on the wood. Okay, with all this information, looks like Kathy was the culprit. We couldn't see, but Miss Gurzo. Okay, let's see. Solve. We haven't found the vanishing violin, but I think we've figured out who may have taken it. Which 4 clues do you think best prove our case? This time we only need to come up with 4? 5? No, well, let's choose 5 clues. But I guess you only require 4 to solve this. Let's see. Kathy Bragg. Right, so her violin should be in the shop. A kid broke through the glass. Kathy Bragg. Violin. And probably this one. Great. Now, who do you suspect of taking the violin? Right, Troy. Although no violin, his one is hanging in the violin shop in the mall. Cheryl Hain has her own violin, practicing it with Romana Scherzo. Scherzo's violin is with Ben Plunkett. That leaves our only viable suspect, Kathy Bragg. Romana Scherzo could have taken it, of course, but her hands are too big to fit the window. Thus, our only viable suspect is Kathy Bragg at this point of time. Yes, Kathy Bragg took the violin from Brass Monkey Antiques, and you can prove it. Let's check the evidence. The thief took nothing. but the violin, not even money. That told us the thief wanted the violin for its wonderful sound, not its value in cash. We noticed something Chief Barnes had overlooked. Miss Scherzo's hand could never have reached through the small hole in the broken window at Brass Monkey Antiques. Even without examining her violin, that cleared Miss Scherzo. We learned that several music students were practicing hard for a recital that will take place next week. A recruiter from the most famous music school in the country is going to be in the audience. That's a lot of pressure. At the mall, we saw 2 broken violins at the Richview Music Shop. Both belonged to music students who were going to play in the recital. This meant they wouldn't be able to practice. Troy Nguyen was doing the next best thing, listening to music at the library. But when we went to Riverside Park, we heard Kathy Bragg practicing on a violin. She said it was hers, but she wouldn't let us see it. She didn't know we'd discovered that her violin was broken and hanging in the Richview Music Shop. Right, that is basically theft, so I'm not sure what will happen to Kathy. Let's check it out. Wow, look at this front page story. Way to go! The article is right. Ellie deserves a lot of credit for breaking this case. This belongs in the Eagle Eye scrapbook. It's a case that would have made Sherlock Holmes proud. Kennedy Tiger Press. Famous violinist gives bravura performance at school. Benjamin Plunkett, senior instructor at Juilliard School of Music, performed 3 marvelous works for violin at today's music recital. Brass Monkey Antiques lent Mr. Plunkett a fine antique violin to play at the concert. The violin was recently recovered by Ellie and Jennifer of the Eagle Eye Detective Agency. It had been stolen by music student Kathy Bragg. Jennifer explained, Kathy's own violin broke, so she couldn't practice for the recital. She got so desperate that she stole the antique violin. She practiced with the stolen violin in Taylor Park so her parents wouldn't see her and planned to give it back after the concert. When confronted with Ellie's evidence, Miss Bragg admitted everything. Her parents pulled her out of the recital and paid for the damages to Brass Monkey Antiques. The young musician faces a court appearance for the crime of burglary. She's never been in trouble before, so I hope the judge won't be too hard on her, says Miss Polaria of Brass Monkey's Antique. I must say we were impressed by Ellie's deductive powers. Ellie was able to deduce who had the missing violin without even seeing it. That is truly great detective work. Right, that wraps up our case. If you've been enjoying this series, do feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. In the next episode of Eagle Eye Mysteries, we'll be wrapping up Book 1. And we still have Book 2 and Book 3 to go, so look forward to that. Right, thanks guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. And as usual, this is Ellie signing out.